Yes, we are live now. So, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of RISE Jhansi Incubation Center, I'm delighted to welcome you all to today's special session on better conversion with AI. So, my name is Anil, Startup Manager, RISE Incubation Center. So, we are honored to have with our Mr. Jai Mistry ji, a dynamic serial entrepreneur currently serving as a founder and CEO of Zazzy. So he has a previous work with some of the most prestigious organizations like Niti Aayog, GOMY, and Y Combinator Beckett companies. Truly inspired journey. So we have already completed 3 to 4 sessions with him, and definitely those sessions are very helpful for all the startups. And they just give a feedback to just please bring that mentor once again. So uh, with his rich experience in product strategy and innovations, so today's session promises to be a gold mine of insights, and especially for startups and founders eager to harness the power of AI and drive better conversation. So before we dive in, I encourage everyone to make the most of his opportunity, ask questions, take notes, and engage thoughtful the session. So without further ado, please join me and welcome our speaker, Mr. Jay Mistry, sir. So, sir, over to you once again. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Anilji. I really appreciate and thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk to amazing people who are building some inspiring products. So thank you very much. Hello everyone. My name is Jay. Today we are going to talk about how we can use AI for the better conversions. I think we all know, AI is trending. Everyone wants to jump into the AI race, but no one knows कि हम start कहाँ से करें. कौन सा प्लेटफॉर्म ले, कौन सा टूल ले. जो हमने सोचा है वो ऑलरेडी कोई कर रहा है. जो जो हम सोचते हैं कि ये करेंगे, ऑलरेडी कोई टूल आ गया होगा, किसी को फंडिंग मिल गई होगी. अ, तो ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ मार्केटिंग कि आपकी प्रोडक्ट में आप एआई कैसे इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो विथ मोर actionable things, so we'll talk about actions. We should talk about steps. What should you do? How you should do? What are the tools? Some of the tools you might have not heard. And let me tell you, you are not going to hear a tool like OpenAI, ChatGPT, Claude. Okay, these are all like common tools. There are a lot of things going on in AI which we don't know about. And I'm blessed to work with some of the nicest and smartest people, and that's why I said thanks for the opportunity, so that I can share my knowledge with you and learn from you. So yeah, let's dive into this. Bit about me, as Anil ji has mentioned. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have worked with. I've started 3 companies. I have failed at it. Right now, I'm helping brands with product consultant. And I have in the past I have worked with Niti Aayog, Mbai, Y Combinator. There are different companies. What I understood over this time, what I know that what not to do. A lot of the time, failure teaches you what not to do. You know, कि हमें ये तो नहीं ही करना है. And one thing I'll tell you, please pay attention to sales and marketing from a day one. How you can reduce your cost, how you can increase your productivity, and how you can increase the outreach with more personalization. Okay. And that's where content, communication, branding, strategy, those sort of things comes in picture. So this one thing I would suggest highly to everyone to look at it. Now, do you know it's a very interesting fact that 94% of organizations now use AI to prepare or execute the marketing campaign, with 38% fully integrated into strategies. Now, if you imagine, AI started just 2, 3 years back. Already on the internet, 57% of the content is generated by AI. And I'm talking about एक साल पहले का, statistics. That means I'm sure the number will be much more larger right now. Similarly, If you see, 94% of organizations have already started using AI or preparing to start using AI. And 38% of the campaigns are fully automated and
Mm.
fully integrated. That means there is a AI which is creating the content. There is a AI that is researching about the content. There is a AI which is checking if the content is compliant or not. It is not, if it's not breaking any government rules or false commitment to the consumer. There is a AI which is posting. There is a AI that is tracking the conversion, and there is also an AI to improving on top of that. Everything is automated and fully integrated. So I think this is the time where we all can start using AI much more deeply. In fact, 64% of marketing professionals actively use AI tools. This is not surprise for sure. But imagine this: early adopters seeing 30% higher conversion. That means if you start using AI, there is a high chance that within 2-3 months, you will see 30% higher conversion than your competitors without increasing your headache, without increasing your overall, OPEX, operational cost. Okay.
Yes.
Which is extremely, extremely beneficial. One more interesting thing. So we all know Netflix, right? Netflix AI recommendation reduce the subscription or subscriber attrition. Okay, that means 25% of the chance are that subscriber are going to resubscribe to Netflix because of the AI. Now look at the date. The date is 2019 by Forbes. So this is the data of 2019 by Forbes. So now imagine even the big companies are using AI, and we would consider that as the early adopters. Okay. I think we have an advantage to be, as a startup, we have an advantage to be fast mover. Now, because we are a fast mover, if big companies can do that, we can also do that. Earlier, it was a monopoly. Now, it is common use for everyone. So, again, I cannot stress more that we should start using AI for our benefit. And of course, we have to be very mindful about how we are using, where you are using. We'll talk about it some other time, or feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. But let's stick to the marketing perspective for now. This is very interesting, very true, and very important. All the companies I am working with right now, everyone is seeing higher conversion. Why? Because their overall experience is personalized. What I mean to say is, imagine you are visiting a website. On the website, you see, you know, a standard homepage, but in between, you see certain sections which talks exactly the thing that you want to hear, and that is the kind of personalization that improves the conversion. Imagine you are okay. I'll give you a simple example. लॉट ऑफ टाइम हमने ये सुना है कि यार इंस्टाग्राम पेटीएम वो सारे एप्लीकेशन हमारी बातें सुनते हैं बिकॉज नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन यू open the Instagram, you will start seeing reels about those things. You will start seeing product or advertisement about those things. Technically, they're not listening. Okay, they are just very good at understanding the signals. In a marketing, signals are it's a different pieces. Okay, let's say you visited a website, you visited Amazon, or you were looking at a video, or you are seeing any sort of advertisement in that video. Now AI in general is learning everything about you, and the more you interact with it, the more personalized it becomes. In fact, 76% of consumers worldwide expect that my experience should be personalized when I'm coming to your website or your product. That is very important. It is like if you see, 8 साल 10 साल पहले mobile responsive was a new trend, and then now if you see, हम किसी डेवलपर से बात करते तो उनको ये नहीं बोलना पड़ता कि मोबाइल रिस्पॉन्सिव होगा क्या. बाय डिफॉल्ट वी अज्यूम दैट कि भाई फोन में चलना चाहिए प्रॉपर. The same way, down the line, 3 years or 4 years, you will see that मेरा मेरा experience personalized है क्या, you know, and this is the right time to get into the personalization. So personalization is amazing, you know, but imagine you get way too personal, you break certain compliance law, and you technically creating a trouble with the government. Government do not like this sort of behavior. Okay, that is the reason India also has launched DPDPA Act, Data Privacy Act. Okay, similar to GDPR. It is our version of GDPR in India. Okay, all the major countries around the globe has started doing that. USA has launched, Singapore has launched, Dubai has launched. That means your AI usage has to be ethical. Your AI usage has to be improving your product without compromising the data of consumer. You should not make any false promise because AI does not know anything. It only knows what you teach them. So you also have to make sure that whatever content, design, creation, website, comment, commitment, whatever you do, it has to be compliant with government law. Otherwise, you are creating another trouble for yourself. So be careful about it. We'll also talk about one of the AI that solves the problem of compliance. Again, this is also fully automated. Okay. Now let's talk about a couple of interesting tools that teams are using, businesses are using. Okay. What I've done is that I have created different themes. So this first theme is precision targeting through machine learning. Imagine you're targeting the right people at the right time with the utmost precision and personalization. Okay. And that's where this Salesforce has developed the AI called Einstein. Now, this Salesforce Einstein, what they do is in a real time, it sends your behavior, it sends the signal, it sends the intent that how likely you are going to purchase the product, and then through the algorithm, it clustered the product in a way that technically you increase your AOV. You can use it in multiple ways. For example, you might have heard about ASOS. Okay, it's a global brand. ASOS has increased click-through rate by 300% using this AI segmentation. Now imagine पहले आप जब एडवर्टाइजमेंट चलाते थे 1000 में से लेट्स से 1000 में से और लेट्स से 100 में से 5 लोग खोलते थे. Okay, now there is a high chance that that number will increase by, forget about 300%, let's say 50% more. You technically increase your profitability, which is insane. So second theme is how can you personalize at scale. Okay, there are multiple examples of this. I'll give you an example. You might have heard about wise.com. Okay, payment option where you send a payment in any currency in any country. And Wise has used programmatic SEO. What they've done is with the programmatic SEO, they have, like for example, 1.36, 1.37. Let's say you say that what is the $1037 to Indian rupees. You will find a separate page on a wise.com. Any number you name it, 1039, 1438, whatever you name it. Okay. This is all personalization at scale. That means they have launched millions of pages like this that has increased millions of organic customers. They don't need to run paid advertisement. Millions of customers are coming to their website every single day. Now the job is how better your UX is and how you can convert those leads. Second example, there is a tool called Perisado. They also name it as Persado, okay, but they pronounce it like that. Now, with the help of generative AI, imagine if someone opens a website in a France, it says everything in a local language which they can understand. Even the CTA is something like that. You know, in India, it can be uh, it can be like uh, इसको खरीदिए या उत्तम price XYZ. I mean, whatever the people are understanding, based on their search history. Okay, so if you see, the automation has gone on a different level. That means language is not a barrier anymore. We will see another example of language that reminds. But yeah, another thing that we have to figure out is that we should also integrate compliance checkpoint so that it can flag our content if we are crossing any boundary. Imagine customer is coming to a website. Okay, be it if you are a B2B business or if you're a B2C business, if you're e-commerce, how likely they are going to purchase it from you. If you're a B2B, how likely they are going to share their detail with you so that your sales representative can talk to them. Imagine you can anticipate the customer action, what is happening next, and you can personalize accordingly. So IBM, IBM started with the Watson, the famous computer XYZ, and now they have given they have given a extra power to that, which they name it as the IBM Watson Marketing Insights. It analyzed micro conversion pattern, like how many times do you hover on something, how many time do you see something, how many time do you zoom in, how many time do you scroll, where do you stay on that while scrolling, and what are you reading, you know uh, are you being hesitant clicking somewhere. Now, based on this and based on calculating, it predicts what is the likelihood that you are going to convert. For example, Home Depot, a famous chain in US, predict cart abandonment by 92%. That means 92% of the chance are Home Depot already know that you are going to leave their website without purchasing anything. That means they have a they now have a large room to play with what product to show you. Imagine you integrate the right tool along with this Watson so that you understand that what product to show, what is the likelihood that you are going to purchase or not purchase. That technically is a game changer. And that is why big companies are surviving. We talked about personalization. We talked about, multi-language. This is also interesting thing, very interesting thing. Voice and chat interface optimization. Okay, imagine you're going on a website. Uh, on the bottom right, you see chat. Chat with us. Now that's very old school. Imagine there is a AI avatar, okay, of the CEO who is talking that, hey, hi, how are you, in the language that you are comfortable with. Imagine I spoke in English and you gave me an answer in Gujarati. Okay, and this AI has started talking in Gujarati. That means it creates personalization, it creates comfort. Second example, imagine in your application, you have a customer support. Now you have sent a standard message and someone is replying in their own language. And still AI is able to understand and give an answer accordingly. That's where there is a library or a tool called Rasa. So this tool natively supports multiple languages across the globe, and it can reduce the checkout friction. Again, when I say checkout, whatever the goal or conversion that you set, whatever the metrics that you set, it can friction by 40%, which is huge. Uh, all we have to do is make sure that you're not storing users' data or you're not training on top of users' data, and that's where you will have to use compliance feature to auto delete certain logs. so that your AI is not being trained on top of what users are, the information are providing. But this is gold mine for marketing. So now the last thing is compliance, because we have talked about compliance a lot. We have talked about personalization a lot. There is a tool called Intelligence Bank. There are multiple tools like this. This is also one of the famous, which is trending right now. It scans 5 million assets monthly. By assets, I mean, mm, it can be video, it can be audio, it can be creatives. It scans 5 million assets every month to understand, are you breaking any compliance law or not. You know that, for example, the famous example, Red Bull has told in one of the things that, Red Bull gives you wing, and it costed them millions of dollars. Okay, recently, just in 2024, in November or December, I saw news where one of the company was being sued by US government for misleading the users. Now all they have used is a AI tools to create something. Okay, and because of any negligence from the team members, they could not thoroughly check it, and it costed them millions of dollars. Okay, and that's where the compliance comes in picture, because government wants you to use AI. Government is supporting AI as long as it's not creating a problem for other people. Okay, and that's where intelligence bank can come in a picture. It gives you real time alert, and those real time alert can reduce your compliance violation by 83% automatic. That means 17% there is a chance that you have to, you have to manually look at it. When you manually look at it, the number can go to zero, of course, because अब तक AI नहीं था, तब तक हम खुद ही कर रहे थे. ये बस comfort है. uh, so yeah, that's there. So now, if you ask me, these are the big tools. These are the used by enterprise company. Let's say we don't have XYZ budget, XYZ, whatever, whatever the stage that we are into as a startup. These are the three tools that can solve your problem. For awareness, you can use AdRoll. Now, what AdRoll does is AdRoll examine all your campaigns, all your followers, who is liking, who is commenting on your post, video, how many times people are watching your video, how many times people are sharing your video, and the same video you can see in someone else's profile on some other tools. Now, based on this, it also create a mapping that this particular type of video is working fine, this is going good, this is not going good. And it also helps you create a lookalike targeting. That, for example, let's say it's a made up number. For example, let's say 60% of the time you have figured out that this type of people are converting more. So you should also try this type of people, all based on AI. Now, imagine after you use AdRoll, there is a thing called Path Factory. What Path Factory does is, Path Factory can turn your prospect into customers. So it exactly knows, पहले कस्टमर यहाँ पे आया था, फिर यहाँ पे आया था, फिर यहाँ पे आया था, इसने ये देखा था, फिर यहाँ से ये किया था, अब वो यहाँ पे है. Now, based on this, you can optimize your overall conversion funnel. That and you can see how my content is being engaged by the user, and you can consider those data. Based on that data, you can improve on the website on the go. Okay, which is extremely important. And the last one is conversion. Now, conversion. So there is a company called Northbeam. Northbeam is an omni-channel marketing tool where it technically gives your, it technically gives your additional alerts to each tool कि यार फेसबुक पे मेरे पास ये चला था, तो इंस्टाग्राम पे ये चलना चाहिए, इंस्टाग्राम पे ये चला था, तो स्नैपचैट पे ये चलना चाहिए. स्नैपचैट पे ही चला था, बेस्ड ऑन दिस आई फील शॉपिफाई पे इस तरह का यूज होना चाहिए, यू नो. नाउ इमेजिन entire internet is working for you just with the one
Hmm.
goal. How can you convert more? These are the conversion steps that you can utilize in your product. Some other time we will talk about how you can increase or how you can add AI if you are selling a physical products. Okay, how you can integrate AI into your overall workflow so that you can increase your profitability. If you are selling a physical product, uh, by physical product I mean not e-commerce store or XYZ, like physical store, shop. I mean the chain, like Lexicon Cosmetic, XYZ. How you can do that, we'll talk about in some other time. But this is very important when it comes to online.
Hmm.
So, so what does this mean to you? I mean, what does this mean for you? What is how can you use this? There are 5 steps. One, first audit existing conversion funnel. कि आपको कन्वर्जन कहाँ कहाँ से आ रहे हैं,
Hmm.
कहाँ कहाँ से लोग ज्यादा परचेस कर रहे हैं. यू शुड बी वेरी, यू द नंबर शुड बी ऑन योर टंग, कि मुझे एग्जैक्टली 3.76% आ रहा है. इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक अराउंड 4%. सेकेंड, अंडरस्टैंड द डेटा अबाउट हाउ, व्हेन एंड वेयर यूजर्स आर लीविंग यू. कि
Hmm.
यूजर्स आपको कब, कहाँ और कैसे छोड़ रहे हैं, और क्यों छोड़ रहे हैं, किस वे में छोड़ रहे हैं, किस तरह से छोड़ रहे हैं, किस पेज पे छोड़ रहे हैं, पेज में क्या, कहाँ पे आने पे वो छोड़ रहे हैं. Okay. Once you understand this, once you have data of your conversion, now based on this, figure out what is working best, where and at what time. डे का कौन सा टाइम है जहां पे आपका नंबर ऑफ मल्टीपल टाइम सेल्स हो रहा है. मंथ का कौन सा वीक है, वीक का कौन सा डे है, ईयर के कौन से मंथ्स है जहां पे आपका सेल बहुत ज्यादा होता है. एट व्हाट टाइम. व्हेन यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, you can you can focus on improving those uh, uh, you know improving those tenure, because you know that this tenure is a gold mine for me. This is where I'm going to get maximum results, and then we can use AI to automate a lot of things in a different direction. Now imagine you have very important data about your business. Now what you can do is you can deploy personalization with the help of AI, and you can feed in this data to the AI, and then AI will grow that data, that insight from there. आपको AI ऐसे ही छोड़ दोगे कि मेरे लिए ये देख के आ, he will be confused. It will be confused. I mean, uh, so you'll have to feed in some data, and these are some of the data that you need to feed in. In a more constructive way. Uh, Let me know if you need to understand how to write a correct prompt, how to add data in a right way, be it Claude, be it ChatGPT, or be it any sort of sophisticated tool like this. Uh, I'll reach out to you, and I'll help you on that. Once you're
This is
done with
also most
feeding
important.
data,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And once you understand how you can deploy the AI, make sure that you track everything in real time. The beauty is that you can just add any of this tool to Zapier, and you can ask Zapier to create a dashboard in the same Google Sheet in a real time. So all you have to do is just look at your Google Sheet, or whatever the tool you're comfortable with, Notion, Google Sheet, Airtable. There are 10,000 tools that we are using. It can also give you a real-time data on Slack every 15 minutes, every 1 hour, whatever you prefer. But being on top of or staying on top of the data in real time, and that's where you are going to win. Because one thing, and we all know, जैसे एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट आती थी ना, अभी भी आती है, म्यूचुअल फंड इज सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क. ओके, सेम वे एआई इज एआई कैन मेक मिस्टेक्स. You will have to stop AI the moment you feel this is going to create a problem. That means even if it take your 80% of the burden, 20% is still on you.
Hmm.
Now, there are only two types of brand. One who has heard about AI but has not yet implemented it. And second, one who is actively using AI to increase profitability. What do you think? Which one would you be? If you need more help, please let me know. I'm happy to help you. That's all from my end. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, thank you so much, जय मिस्त्री जी, एंड इट्स अ वंडरफुल सेशन. आई थिंक कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी भी थी जो आई थिंक मेरे लिए भी नई थी इसमें. जस्ट लाइक आपने जो बताया कि किस तरीके से हमारा डेटा कैप्चर हो रहा है ना, एप्स के जरिए और एआई के जरिए. और वो जो आपने टूल्स अभी डिस्कस किए हमारे साथ, जस्ट लाइक एड रोल, पाथ फैक्ट्री and Northbeam. So these are the tools I think startups should know about these things. At least they
Absolutely.
should use in their business also, like analysis of data and everything. So they can use that and just then go for the marketing and something. So it will give the better result, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the beauty is that you don't need to be marketer now to understand the marketing or to do the marketing technically. Okay. You just need to be really good with data and being a 20% proactive कि मैं दिन में चेक कर लूं 5 बार कि भाई क्या चल रहा है. That's it.
Yes. So, okay, let's discuss what are the biggest mistake by the startups while integrating AI into their product or marketing. So, can we discuss one or two things?
Yeah, there are many actually. The most common what I've seen is, so
Yeah.
there are multiple types of startup actually right now. One startup
Yes.
who is creating over personalization. They want to integrate AI into everything. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
will not work out. You need to understand where to fight your battle. Now, you cannot fight your battle everywhere. At the end of the day, it's a machine which understand the context of the world. It does not understand the context of you. That means you have to be very picky about what personalization will serve me or my user.
Yes.
So that is one thing. Another thing, what I've noticed, uh, actually, what I've noticed is still, I mean, I don't know, even 90% is the small number. Lot of startups have, I'm talking about startups, not a big companies. Lot of startups, for them, AI is Chat GPT, Claude, or any image creation tool or something like that. Okay. Or let's say Canva use kar liya, ya XYZ.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
They're not using, so they're using AI to optimize their operation in terms of content. Lot of the time, we startup founders think like कि कंटेंट राइटर की जगह हम एआई कर लेते हैं. टेक्निकली यू आर सेविंग 20-30,000. Okay, so we are always on a save mode. We are not in a earn mode. We should use AI in a force where it can increase our revenue, not decrease our cost. Make sense? So we should think about how we can increase our revenue. We should not think about कि यार इसके बदले ना ये AI तो काम लग जाएगा, इसके बदले ये AI काम लग जाएगा. इस तरह से वो वर्क नहीं करेगा. यू नो हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स जब आपके पास 10 लोगों की टीम थी, अभी हो सकता है आपको 2 या 3 लोगों की जरूरत पड़े, है ना. एंड यू हैव टू ट्रेन दोस 3 people, द स्मार्टेस्ट पीपल, टू अंडरस्टैंड the nuances of AI. But these are the two mistakes I have seen commonly.
Yes. I think these are the very common mistakes, and we can see most of the startups are using maximum chat GBT. That is mostly used by the startups initially, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one more thing we can also discuss that for early stage startups with limited resources. So, what is the best way to start using AI for better customer engagement, at least?
I would suggest, so there is a tool called Relevance AI.
Okay.
Now, if you combine if you combine Relevance AI and a Make.com. So Make.com is a old tool. It's not an AI tool. Okay.
Okay.
But Relevance AI is an AI tool. Now, what it does is, so, okay, I'll tell you. At Zazzy, what we have done is we have created a tool. Okay. How we are using AI. What we have done is the moment we know who's visiting our profile or a website, okay, the moment we know who's visiting our website, because again, there is a AI for that, which we have discussed already in the channel.
Yes.
It automatically send a alert to our Slack. Now, what we do is we send a message to Slack that hey, tell me more about this company. Now, what it does is वो जाएगा रेलेवेंस एआई पे. रेलेवेंस एआई को हमने इस तरह से सेट किया है कि लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट लेट्स से I don't know any brand. Let's say New Balance, okay, shoes brand, or Blinkit. Blinkit is using our Blinkit has checked out our website. Now, what I'll tell is, tell me everything about Blinkit. And Blinkit is a famous example. I'm talking about a lot of not so famous startups. It can go on a website of Trustpilot. It will check what people are talking about this startup. What are the user sentiment? What are the three things that user are liking? What are the things people are not liking? What are the opportunity points? What are the conversation points?
Mhm.
Then it will go to website, or you start a website. It will talk about what they do, how is their brand language, how is their communication language. Now, once we have a communication language, it will go to social media and understanding that is the brand language aligned with the communication language or not. Once this happen, it will also go to Reddit and LinkedIn, what professional and other communities are talking about this startup. Once this is done, it will automatically create a Google Doc. It will add all this point. It will talk about what you should talk to these people. Who are the main stakeholders of the company? This is the LinkedIn profile. This is what they have posted in last 3 months. This is the big achievement that company has done, or that particular people have done. Now everything is in the Google Doc within a span of 15 minutes. It takes time to research everything. It takes 15 minutes. But now imagine three people job, 4 days, 5 days, researching, and you also need to have a basic
Easily.
knowledge of UX and XYZ. This all done in 15 minutes with the one message. And that also जहां से मैंने मैसेज भेजा था वहीं से वो गूगल डॉक की लिंक भी आ जाएगी. Okay. So everything is automated. That is the way you can use AI, at your benefit.
Yes.
Now,
So
you
I
also mentioned
yeah.
support. You also
Mhm.
mentioned support. What we can do is we can create a support, jahan pe you are training the AI with what you're doing, what you're about to do, anything that is future plan, anything that is current plan. You also need to explain the AI who's our target audience and what sort of a query that comes usually and how they should respond to certain queries. What is the time when they have to reach out to us as a human, and what is the time when they can right away send a message. You can create this with relevance AI. You can also create your automatic email. So there was a 1 week where all my email were answered by AI, but it was not sounding like AI because I have trained the AI that how do I speak. Okay. And whenever there is a trigger word, or whenever there is an understanding that they're asking about money, they're asking about timeline, they're asking about XYZ things which they don't have data to, they will just keep us in CC, or they will just tell that, hey, let me pass on this to my higher senior authority. They will connect you in 15 minutes, whatever. And that's where human intervention come. So this is how, this is exactly what Nugget is doing, Zomato. So yeah,
Yeah, it's very true. So yeah, so I think it's a very wonderful session. A very informative session also. And most of the startup maybe will start using AI in their marketing or any
absolutely.
other business operations. So I appreciate all the efforts from your side for this session and making it very beneficial for it. So I would like to say you again, thank you so much, Jai Mistry ji, for this session once
Thank
again. And everyone, especially for the Jai Mistry sir, please. Uh, and definitely we'll invite you again for the our next session depends on the marketing or AI. So definitely we'll go for that. So thank you so much for
absolutely.
once again for coming with us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone. All the best.